So it didn't really stick, is what you're saying?
Well, he just gave me.
Caleb's not gonna be here. I can just
Spread out, you know, exactly. Exactly.
That he felt bad for me. You know, I had to cast it here, but I got it off 6, 7 weeks.
All right, it is 5:30. I'm going to go ahead and convene the meeting. I do need a motion to go into executive session.
Madam Chairman, I move that we go into executive session.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Tammy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No, we are in executive session. Oh, we forgot to say the purpose. For the purpose of discussing, I believe it's personnel.
Personnel.
Yes. Sorry.
Oh, and student discipline.
And, yes, and student discipline. Okay, sorry. Make that part of the motion, will you, Sherry?
Make that part of the motion.
We have
And
to stay
second.
in
Work
here?
your magic.
No, we're gonna go in the other
And we'll second it again.
Yeah.
I'll second that again. Yeah, right?
I think he gave me what grade I had, except that everybody else was tight, like 50 and 60.
Okay.
So let's close that back up again.
I think that works out about right.
But you spend most of your time.
Yeah, we are. That's different.
Yeah. I mean, we had to do this. You know. Sure is, finally.
Closer to graduation.
Coming.
I bet this is a ghost place tonight. But we don't have hardly anybody here tonight. Hey, Jaren, can you come look at this? I'm worried this is muted. Because right there, I think that says muted. But even when you hit record, that stays on. And when you close this, if you hit that, it says muted. But if you don't hit it, it's not muted.
Is that person?
No, it's not. Okay, that was it. Somebody had muted. Just leave it that way, because I'll hit record again. Somebody hit that mute. I don't know if that was him or...
I think so.
I
Could have
don't
been.
remember the positioning of the mics. This one's green. Oh, those have to be turned on. On the bottom, to hold that in. Not that we'll have anybody up to it, but Ryan will probably sit at that one unless he sits here and talks. It's hard to remember to turn those on. And then there's one over there. I think Joe is coming, but I don't know about Doug. Not that they will need it necessarily, I guess, because Joe's not on the agenda. Jeff must not be in town, because he could be here.
What's that?
I said Jeff, he must not be in town, because he
I wonder if he's still sick. He had, I hear about the shingles or something. So,
too much stress. That's what causes that stress.
we'll have to cut some of that out.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I could think of things. Just do that for right this moment.
It's administrative contract. That's not fine. choose what they want to do. It's, yet. Hey, how are you today?
I'm habitually early because that's how I am.
That's
Oh,
okay.
that's all right.
I'm here for Scott because we got totally mixed up on the meetings, like thinking it was the second
Uh-huh.
Tuesday and he's in Florida.
Oh,
Seeing a new grandbaby, so
it's usually,
it better be.
I mean, JD does, we go kind of through just the brief stuff.
Yeah.
but nothing.
Well, they all haven't, I mean, nothing's changed, nothing's different. So
And I would just tell them,
Yes.
it's the same, nothing's changed.
somebody gets a wild hair. That's a, when Mayor Williams very first got in, we did this, because we do it every year with the city, thinking it's just the same, it's been this way for 35 years, it's no big deal. It was a big deal, and it was like, holy crap.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Do you have board members that need to be reappointed?
Yes.
Okay.
do I need to tell you that now?
No, you'll need to tell them.
I
Do you know
don't
who they
remember
are?
who it is.
Here's a packet.
Oh,
You have
but it's
packet.
got the board people in it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Good, yes,
They're
thank you.
right here on the front.
Yeah, but I think what I sent you a thing of the board, the roster.
Okay.
It's not in there anywhere.
Okay, so
It
it's
was
on
in
my
the
computer.
Yes, or the board packet you sent them.
Mhm.
Crap, I didn't know that.
It's okay.
And so, good, that's good to know, because we have a board meeting next week, and I was thinking about, now, how do we find out if they're gonna approve these guys?
The computer's been really slow.
Is
I'm
Ryan doing the draft budget?
Yes, he is. Okay, so, you want me to print you?
No, you can just tell me.
So you have Josh Welling, Tim Lynch, Mark Murray, Rick Schuler, Mike
Oh.
Kennedy.
Can I look
Jenny
over your
Cody.
shoulder?
Mhm.
Okay, this is what I'm looking at, is the ones that say 19. So it's like Lindsay, okay, and it's the only ones with the school. So it's Jenny Welling,
Cody Bateman, and Bubba O'Neill.
Bubba's a 20, Cody, Jenny, what's the other school?
Rick Schuler.
Scroll up, it's a 21.
Josh.
There should be another 19. Lindsay is a city. So it's probably just those two, yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so it's
Jenny
just
and
those two,
Cody.
Jenny and Cody, perfect. Because Lindsay hadn't made her mind up
Okay.
yet, so, good.
Yeah, so they just
Okay, and so
appointed.
they renew, so I ask them if they will approve the reappointment of them.
Yeah.
Perfect. See, this is why I came early. So basically, I'm asking them to consider a motion to reappoint.
Uh-huh. And I think if there's no changes to like the partnership or anything as far as the agreement, I would just tell them, no changes have been made or requested at this time or something.
Right, yeah, that's what I,
And just let them know Scott's out of town and you're just there to
And they're
answer
stuck
any
with me.
questions they might have. Yeah. And they'll just make a motion to approve the annual report and the budget, and then the reappointment of those two people.
do I, do I need to give you an original of the agreement to sign? To
I
them?
have one.
You have
and
one?
what I'll
Okay,
do is
perfect.
I'll have them sign it after.
And
the
then you
meeting,
get it to me?
And then I get it to you.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, in fact, I keep forgetting you guys are locked down up here, and Donna B was leaving. It's like, oh, hey, will you let me in?
We have the doors unlocked.
Oh, do you? Oh, I didn't even, I guess, because
Yeah, Jerry-
a lot of people coming may not have access, huh?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, we have one of those A phones now, you have to buzz in.
Oh,
Hey, Rick.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, Matt.
hey there.
Yeah, that was the presentation at the bus barn today. They had that, they got that grant for that generator, so they did that presentation this morning. So I think Brian brought it just to,
I've never seen one of those
I
big
know,
light
crazy,
checks. That's
huh?
cool.
I want one for the lottery or something.
I know.
I would love one, Rick. while
Publisher
your cinch is
clearinghouse.
up.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hey, we're good for the speaker for Friday too.
Oh, we are? Okay,
And
good.
they actually came to Stockton Pond yesterday. Last night, there were a bunch of people fishing, because I know they see the truck.
Oh,
And
yes.
we put the signs all up, and it's like, oh.
Yeah.
But I doubt they fished it all out. There were thousands of new fish.
Did we get the barricades also? Okay.
You will. They'll deliver them on Friday.
Steve, how are you?
The forecast looks good.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, I hope so. What time do you actually start, like, with people? 8?
8.
Okay, that's what I thought. I had somebody ask me, I'm like, I don't know, because we start Friday afternoon with them.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is the first year I've missed.
You're not gonna be there?
DC, in Washington. Which is, yeah.
So is somebody else gonna come get a speaker?
Joe DeLong is gonna come.
Oh, okay.
He's Friday and the speaker.
Okay,
And,
perfect.
Yeah, so I think we'll
Great.
be good. Because they're gonna rig rods.
Friday night.
Friday night.
Good.
I don't know if Jeff is coming or not. Find out.
Chad won't be here, Scott won't be here.
Merle's coming.
Eric, I'd probably go in there.
You think he's coming?
I saw Merle earlier today at a.
Okay, I think we're good. Thank you, Rick.
You bet.
Hello?
Getting in early, huh?
Guess we're a few minutes early. Dr. Springer?
George? How are you?
I was telling Sherry I've never seen one of those jumbo sets in my life before. Me either. Sherry,
how are you? Good. How'd your presentation go today? Good.
Well, more people than I expected, actually. Just like we, the rest of them for
Really good. So that's good representation.
Hey George, how are you?
Good.
Sorry I missed your first call. I was cleaning off my voicemail today and I had a saved message from you. It's like, how long did you wait for me to call you back?
It wasn't long.
A week?
No, it wasn't even a couple
Good.
hours.
My voicemail doesn't tell me when that first message was left. It's like, crap.
It was just one of those things I'm gonna take care of
Well,
before I
good.
forgot.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. When Scott gets back, we'll have that conversation.
Hey, Scott. Hey. Good.
It's fun to play.
Yes, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, good lord. Real quick. Really quick. I was shocked how much was done. Great. What? This is good, man. The jail task is a busy part, and let's reevaluate and see what we can do. See if there's a schedule that gets gap in this and once this back up to chaos. Oh, man. I love it. Jordan, that's what Jordan says. Thank you so much. Stroll back. No. It's okay. It's changes to it. How are you? Let's scripts to it. It's good. Headed in a good direction. It's good. Yeah. Something different. Something physical.
Joe, is Doug supposed to be here tonight? Is Doug supposed to be here tonight?
He's in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I
I
just
didn't know
got,
where his.
got back
his
from Rock
meetings were.
Springs, so
Okay.
he's,
That's on, but it's muted. I've got all the mics muted. If you don't want it on, there's a red button on the very bottom you can turn off.
Not to,
thanks.
English classroom. They stripped out all the coverage.
He's going into this also. He's battling some kidney stones, supposedly. He said it might be aimed at his medications, or something. It just tears him down.
So how many boys do you
I'm on 4 right now.
When you go up
We'll
there.
see about the, I'm
I've
sure
been
he'll
through
be
some of the
able to
classrooms that we know, but I
Okay,
thought it was
when
kind
it's
of
all said and
ironic.
done. Steve's got.
All the cover was removed except
Scott
for
said he's
six.
So Beverly, how's it going?
I'll go as well, so.
Good.
How many? Young, I think she said.
We're all
they
spread
got there
thin
15.
and nutrition. It's just the way you could do that. So in the meantime, he's still doing golf pro. And in the parks,
And she
because we
made
can
some
retire and
flyers.
we're left.
Yeah, did she
So
have
it's just
a-
like,
She got some of the
I said,
suggestions.
"Oh, so that's like on Wednesday."
Yeah. You're not.
But we're meeting for like 40 minutes. Did you practice that?
Then you're gonna go back up
Yeah, I'm gonna go move my stuff out here.
Exactly.
We're gonna be on center stage.
Let people in there.
And
And he's doing really good. But I'm glad he took this break because it's just, you know, especially this time of year. Golf course,
Yes,
public
up
golf.
and going.
We've been practicing it for
Summer's the craziest
Yeah,
time.
well, I'm getting our parks crew, I mean, our staff triples in size.
Real important.
Right.
It's just crazy time of year. Year
It's only
end.
been
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Hi, Sheila. How are you?
I'm good, how are you, Joe?
I'm good. It's nice to see you.
Where they put
Thanks,
me.
you too.
Thanks.
Nice
day to go home.
Finally, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not looking like it's gonna last. Unfortunately, the weekend's looking pretty awful.
You know,
All the
everything
things
else.
that fall under that umbrella.
Exactly. We
Just
average
good.
about 120 employees a month. And I mean, I did 182 W-2s
There's not
last
enough
year.
room in the hall.
But it's like, it's just this constant revolving door because of the nature of what we
I
do.
don't know downstairs in my
And, yeah, people just don't realize it. It's just,
Just, oh, you do that.
yeah, oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, you just work hard there, yeah.
Verizon.
So we're gonna do that. But you must be in good shape.
Went over to
You sit on
Verizon.
the butt all day long.
I know, so true.
All I know is the game's done, so now I can.
Yeah, you have to set up your email and stuff like that.
You could
Oh, yeah,
explain it.
transfer on data and stuff.
That stuff you just do.
Yes, I just took right over and did it.
I was gonna send an email out to all the seniors and say, hey, they decided they're not doing the carpet, so we need everybody here.
Well, then I'll
8 o'clock
just,
tonight.
please go over there. I can get a case. I don't know what the homework is. Did you get a can?
It was one. So that's my old one. It works perfectly, except for the camera was very close to
Yeah.
So honestly, I might just kind of
Go.
go hillbilly a little bit. Hey, that'll work
There was a
perfect.
ton of kids there, and they were trying to get started, and he
I
showed
think
up.
so.
I thought I was gonna have to use it, and he showed up, and then he kind of got a system, and put it first.
He was all there, I can imagine with that big of a.
Do you need a bottle
You
of
gotta
water?
keep them somewhere reined in.
Sure, I don't need one, but that would be nice, thank you. Okay,
There you go, Sheila.
thank you.
You're welcome.
My favorite one was still the teacher chairs, 2 years ago. They took all the chairs down to the gym and made it 17 for 2017.
It just took every teacher.
And there were some mad teachers. There really wasn't that.
They had to go down there and find their chair. And then you see all the teachers in the morning while in their chairs.
My back's bad, I can just sit on that chair, it better be there.
So, I was really trying to get the seniors this year to allow me to shut off all their badges in the morning, and then all the teachers come in with that shirt.
Oh, they told me that, I forgot about that one. They had so many different ideas, we kind of forgot.
Well, I know, we limit them to 2.
Yeah.
They want to do one every day for 6 months or so.
I thought that'd be fun.
That make it upset too.
We didn't even go around.
How close are we on time? Ooh, dang, we're pretty good.
Almost.
As soon as everybody sits down. Hi, you.
I know that laugh everywhere.
You come to hang with us tonight?
What you do in your spare time?
Yeah.
But they have met their expectations.
So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That makes a quorum, right? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and ask. I need a motion to
Reconvene.
to excuse an executive session and reconvene an open session. So moved.
Second that motion.
Motion by Tammy, second by Dave. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. We are in open session, and welcome everyone. We're a few minutes late, but we tried to make it really, really good. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, next on the agenda, and I don't have my computer today. I'm gonna have to do this old school, man. So I need a motion to motion to approve the agenda, sorry.
So moved.
Second that motion.
Okay, any discussion on the motion? All those in favor say aye.
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 And any opposed? Okay, motion carries. We have on the consent agenda minutes from May 7th, payment of the bills, and our student privacy FERPA compliance second reading. So, everybody okay with that? All right, then we need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So I'll move to approve the consent agenda.
I knew what you meant.
I second that.
Okay, motion and a second. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have school reports, but all of our principals have run away except a couple back there.
I'm glad to see a few.
I know. They are, for the record, our principals are at training for professional learning communities and some other things, so we've excused a lot of folks tonight.
I'm just getting ready.
Good evening, members of the board. Just wanted to thank those who came to graduation. I thought it went very well. About an hour and 2 minutes, which is pretty good to graduate 151 or 2 kids. I can't remember the exact number.
Like efficiency.
I know. So it was really good. I appreciate you coming. If you get a chance, swing up by the high school. You won't recognize it right now. In 2 days, they've almost completely removed, I'd say, half the carpet, 2/3 of the carpet already. And so they're really moving well and quickly, and so super excited about the jobs that are going up there. It's chaotic, but it's awesome. And so, but anyway, graduation went very well, and I appreciate all of you being there, and I think we ended very well at the high school, so super excited about that. And no major crazy stuff right at the end, so that was great too, so.
Your kids walked all over the carpet with bare feet.
They did.
I was going to say, I love the fact that you let them completely deface all the carpet with paint, so.
Yeah, it was fun. Mr. Kohler and I just got to pick on Mr. Kohler a little bit because he's such a great guy. He's like, oh my gosh, we're going to get in trouble? And I was like, well, only if they don't redo the carpet. But anyway, it was a lot of fun, and we had around 70 kids running
Match
around.
your yearbook.
Yeah, I know,
If they don't.
exactly.
What's that?
It'll match the.
Oh, I know,
yearbook
isn't
if
that
they don't.
perfect?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it matches the yearbook perfectly.
I was in there and saw it.
So they had a lot of fun, so it was a great time. But all of that's gone, so, okay, thank you.
Well done, well done. Thank you.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. Excuse my
That's who I
voice.
got this from.
I had a bad weekend. 52nd birthday wasn't fun at all. But I just wanted to report that we had an excellent year at Evanston Middle School. We had a good 8th grade recognition program. Thank you, Jenny, for being there. I think it went real well. We acknowledged several students for their accomplishments and the things that they've done well. We even had 2 8th grade students that had perfect attendance for the entire year. So you have to be proud of those kids, because that's kind of tough. Also, I just want to report that we had a good year of celebration. We celebrated the kids a lot this year. And one of the things that we did is we had a goal to read 1 million pages, and some of you that have been in the school have seen all the flames that represent 1,000 pages. And then we met the $1 million mark, or 1 million page mark, and the students decided that they wanted to make me a human Sunday. So I went in my Sunday best and had my tie and white shirt on, and they turned me into a Sunday complete with ice cream to start, and then all the toppings.
And that's why you lost your voice?
Yeah, so maybe that's part of it, but it was fun for them, and I think they enjoyed it, and I think they were rewarded well for their hard work and the things that they read. And all the people that read 3,000 pages or more were the ones that were able to put the toppings on the principal. So
Very nice.
It was a pretty neat thing. So thank you for all your support this year. We've got a great school, and we're going to continue to get better.
Great, thank you. All right, anyone else? Okay, seeing none, let's go to our discussion items. First on the agenda is our draft budget. Dun, dun, dun.
Madam Chair, members of the board, I need to apologize because I cannot take the place of John Williams.
No, you can't.
And I will try a little bit, but Mr. Williams is an avid backpacker, and he had an opportunity through a raffle, is that what they call them, to get a slot canyon that he wanted. So
Oh, wow.
that's where he's at this week. What Mr. Williams has done is he's tried to take the budget and put it into a form that is actually provides a little more explanation about some of the intricacies of funding schools in Wyoming. There's a lot there, lot of things that I think, again, it's John Williams in as simple as form as possible, but it is still extremely complex. I think John responded to a couple of questions, and you guys are not going to be able to see that, are you?
That's pretty small for us. I mean, even with my little granny glasses on.
Maybe I can throw it up here. Throw it up. Our plan with the budget, and this draft budget, is to, you don't approve it tonight. What we'd like to do is put it out to the public, open it up to the public for a couple weeks in terms of an option so they can look at it. I think that's one of the reasons why he put it in narrative form that he did, so it explains it as we go. These are probably the best pages as you get to the end. This is page...
Page is it? Where you at?
Page 23. Is that big enough, or do I need to go bigger?
That's better, but going bigger might be even better. This is
Yeah,
one of
let's
those
try
times
that.
bigger is better. Thank you.
This page...
Big on yours?
You do it now, I do it.
What in the world?
So, yeah, we've got the governmental funds on page 22 and the continued funding on 23.
So this page always makes probably the most sense in terms of the budget for next year. You can see our revenues, you can see the instruction amounts for expenditures, and then you can see really the expenditures for staff. I've made it so you probably can't see any of those until you get down to the bottom, and we always start with the previous year's audited carryover, and you can see that down at the bottom. Our audited carryover right here is $5.5 million. Really, in terms of the budget, is what's the after the budget's finished, the budget year. So in 2020, where will we be? You can see that John has about $6,300,000 up there because of some of the net excess collected. we'll have to pay out. We always bounce into those. He can explain them better than I can. The goal is to hit the budget right on. In other words, we don't want to save any additional money. We want to spend it as we've listed it.
Yep, but we don't want to overspend either.
We don't want to overspend. And I think, let's hope I can go forward. You can see, let's see if I can find it. John usually scrolls a lot faster than I do. What's nice about this one, this is on page,
So say page 25 is really the summary of all the funds.
yes,
What page?
let's see the page number down at the bottom, 28.
The
What this
expenditure.
shows you is a summary of the years past and years moving forward, and how this budget compares to previous budgets. You can see that revenues have stayed pretty steady. Our revenues are up a little bit, of course, because we have more students this year. Our expenditures are very, very tight. And you can see, if I can,
So we're only off, in the last year, we were only off by about $100,000.
yes.
We spent $100,000 less than we budgeted for. That's pretty tight.
Yes, and we took that money and put it into other places. We
Right.
put it into the employee benefit fund. But you can see, again, down here along the carryover and fund balance, is that the anticipated fund balance after the 1920 budget, the 20 budget, will be 5.4. So it is a balanced budget. We had to, if you come back up here, you can see that last year we had to overspend the budget. and
For
that
the
was
curriculum, I know.
curriculum and also the safety features in our
Right,
district.
and
And
the
now
safety.
those were all approved by the board, and still, we came in at a 5.4 carryover. These numbers are a little scary down here. This is our percentage of carryover, fund balance. If we get to 15, anything over 15%, we
Goes to
have
the
to give
state.
back to the state. So we'll never be over 15%. The reason why we were 17 at this time is because we got some large revenues in, and so we received less money in the following year, and so those revenues rolled back out. That's probably the hardest part for people to understand, is we have an entitlement. We'll get that money no matter what. If it comes in from local resources, great, but right now, we're not getting a lot from local resources. So the state will take us to that entitlement. There are a couple safeguards in there that, as we've talked, what protects us a little bit from a massive loss in students is there's a 3-year rolling average. So it's just not the next school year and whatever you end up with, it averages with your other 3 years. The good news is we have a low year. This year will be an up year. Next year, who knows? And so the average protects us. The nice thing that surprises me, but if you go up, you get 100% of the increase. So they don't average if you get more students. So that's why we were benefited this year with the 60 kids more we had. So
So that was what I was going to ask. We started off with about 100 and something extra kids and ended up with 60 something?
we estimated 64
Okay.
for the next budget year.
Okay.
And again, John will have it down to the student when he presents it on the 17th of July.
So, and so the 17th of July is our budget hearing and when
Yes.
we approve everything, okay.
And again, I
Oh, crap.
apologize for not being able
You're
to-
conducting that meeting, I'll be at the Shakespeare Festival. Okay.
any questions, any?
I think it might be.
I'd encourage you, if you have questions, give John a call. You know, John will drop everything and spend an hour and a half with you and answer that 5-minute question.
An exciting hour and a half.
Yeah, the most thrilling hour and a half of your life. So, again, the budget is healthy, it is balanced.
It's nice not to have to do dramatic cuts this year.
Yes.
It was nice to have that increase.
Yeah, that was nice.
So what is the carryover again?
5.4,
5438?
Yep.
Okay.
yeah.
So once it goes in the right line.
And we do anticipate, and if you remember when we had the directors come in, we will spend some money down before the end of June on teacher computers.
Yes.
We might have some expenditures with the new high school renovation. Those will be one-time purchases out of carryover.
And aren't we doing some safety work too? Is that already budgeted for?
John's a master. Whatever he underspends the budget, he'll use to make those up. So we'll report that on the 17th if we overspent the budget and why. Okay?
Good.
Terrific, thank you. All right. Thank you. Next on our discussion items is the leader evaluation document and timeline. This is where we get to do everybody's evaluations, or you get to do
No,
them.
this is just mine.
This
So
is the ones you do?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to approve the Chapter
No, this is
29
right now.
rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with my supervision, you're not
This is his
approving
first.
my evaluation, you're approving the instrument.
The form,
Yeah,
right.
So you had basically a month to look at it.
Right.
I think I tried to hint that it's complicated. It's not an easy document to fill out.
It's complicated, but I still like it better
Okay.
than last year.
Well, that's the important part.
I like the rating from 1 to 5.
Yeah.
I do like
Okay.
that. But it was,
So,
It's more you have to do, but I think it's cleaner.
well, I think as we spend some time, even tonight, and talk about those categories, what they mean and how they relate to other things that we've used, hopefully make more sense.
Well, it makes sense to me to follow sort of the goals that we have.
Yes.
It makes sense to me to have an actual evaluation where you can evaluate your staff and the principals, and we can evaluate you based upon what the goals have actually been. And for me, that just,
So really, the critical points of this and what you will approve later is that it's based on Wyoming standards. They are the Wyoming standards and the Wyoming benchmarks. We've identified a timeline. You will provide the evaluation once a year in June. It doesn't have to be, but
it's
makes
easier.
sense. That's when it works. It does have a disaggregated scale that we developed, the 5-point scale instead of 4-point scale. It does have a new, I'll call it a summative portion. Yes, you did meet the expectations of the job, or no, you didn't. Those are all part of the new law. So we've fulfilled all those requirements by this document.
And it's already been approved, so we're good to go.
Yes. Well, it's approved by them.
By the state. that's
That
what I
has to be
meant, is
approved
that-
by you.
It's because all of our evaluations now have to be approved by the
Yes,
state.
we
of
have a
Wyoming.
couple years with our teachers now. The principal evaluation tool will be something we work on. Bottom line is we want to stick with the Marzana stuff, the high reliability schools with our principals. So.
Yes.
Oh, Joe, welcome.
Oh, Joe. Okay, does anybody else have any questions on this for Ryan? Anyone else? All right, thank you. And this is on for approval tonight?
Yes.
Yep, okay. No, we're good. I'm lidded. Okay, where are we? Item number 7. Oh, public comments. Anyone from the public? And Marilee, I'm here, I'm assuming you're not here for public comments?
No. I can.
We have an open forum. All right, and let's go on to our action items, and I think this is what you are here for. So first on our action items is approval of the Evanston Parks and Rec District Annual Budget and Operating Agreement, and we do have a little doodah that she gave to us on our desk.
A doodah.
A doodah, that's the official term.
And I have to tell you, I appreciate the comments about John Williams. I have spent a lot of hours in audit school with John, and we have the same auditors, and I appreciate John.
He is very thorough.
He is very thorough. You can say that about the man. Thank you, Board, for this opportunity to speak with you for a few minutes about Evanston Parks and Recreation District. I love looking at this board and seeing 1 current and 3 former board members sitting here, so I'm preaching to the choir here. My name is Marilee Jackson. I'm the business manager for Evanston Parks and Rec. Scott Ehlers is our director, and right now he's in Florida greeting a brand-new grandbaby, so I hope you will excuse him and put up with me. I promised him I'd be on my best behavior.
Which kid?
What?
kid?
My best behavior?
No, which kid?
Which kid?
Brendan.
Brendan.
Brendan's second. Just another little girl.
All right.
The agreement that you have in your board packet has been in place since June of 1986. It's been in place for 33 years. When the rec district was first established, part of the process ensured that there would be available monies to the district to basically keep our doors open. As a special district, we're dependent upon not only our fees and charges that we generate, but other subsidies, which include the revenue that comes from the recreation, 1 mil, which comes through the recreation mill levy, which comes through the school district. The amount of this mill levy fluctuates greatly over the past 33 years as it's generated by taxes generated in UNT County. Currently, the mill levy is anticipated to be approximately $245,000 this year. That could change right up until June 30th. As you probably noted in your agreement before you, there are a number of advantages that Evanston Parks and Recreation District provides to UNT County School District Number 1, such as free use of all the Recreation District facilities and properties, the ability for schools to have unlimited use of Recreation Center, pool and gymnasiums at no cost, as well as the Bear Community Center and our parks. In turn, we are able to use your gymnasiums, pools, and facilities when our need arises. These are just a few of the many benefits that we provide to each other through this agreement. Just a little tidbit, this was interesting right before I got ready to come to this meeting. Excuse me, this was brought to my attention. In May, we had 14 school groups come and use our pool for last minute, just a fun day for the schools. We had 4 school groups come and use our gym all day long with all the toys we put out in the gym. And we had 7 groups go to the parks, like the 4th grade rendezvous, DMS goes and does a bunch of things in our parks. And so we love this partnership. Our goal is to get kids to play. And so it's a great partnership. Do you have any questions or concerns? Basically, the agreement you're looking at is identical to the one that you signed last year. There's really no changes to it.
And so we do this every year?
Every year.
Yeah.
Every single year we come to you, and then we also come to the city. We have 9 board members on our board. You appoint 5, I think it was 5, and the city appoints 4.
Right.
And so it's, a great mix of the people making decisions. It's interesting, the public perception is that we get $1 million from the school district because people hear 1 mil, and they're thinking, what are you doing with that $1 million? And so that's why I want people to know it's $245,000, and the money comes from taxes. It funnels through the recreation.
It's a taxing bill.
It's a taxing bill, it is.
Mary, what's the highest that mill has ever been?
If it gets over $500,000, which is in that agreement, we have to come back and you guys have to decide if we only get part of that or how that works. The highest to the last 20 years that I'm aware of has been like maybe 380, 420. We've never got above that. And, I tell people these partnerships work great with the rec district. In a perfect world, it's a 3-way partnership between the district, the city, and the school district, and we each bring a third to the table. You guys give us a third, we bring a third in fees and charges, and the city gives us a third. That's not always the case. We're looking at a $3.2 million budget, so the 245 isn't quite a third. Without it, we'd have to shut our doors. So, it's crucial that these partnerships work for us.
So I think what we're approving tonight is just the operating agreement, not the mill levy, right? Or are we approving the mill levy as well?
It's a part of the operating agreement is to generate the recreation mill for us.
So the mill is approved as part of the operating agreement?
Correct.
Okay.
When, in July, when we approve the budget, we approve those mills.
That's what I thought, is that's when it's officially done, but we agreed to ask to do that as part of our July agreement.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's the same, we don't meet until July as well,
Right.
because we don't meet until after you guys approve your budget, the city approves their
And everybody
budget,
adopts
and then
their
we can say,
Yeah.
we have a budget.
We agree that we're going to ask for the 1 mil.
Correct.
Not million.
Not 1 million. If you want to, go ahead.
But we actually do that in July as part of our budget. Okay. And that's the same with all the other mills that we issue out. Okay. Any other questions? All right, well, then we are ready for a motion. Do we have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the Evanston Parks and Recreation annual
Second.
budget and operating agreement.
Okay, and second by Jenny. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, the motion carries.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I have
Nice to
one.
see you again.
You too. I have one more item of business. Two of our board members are school board appointments. One is Jenny Welling, and one is Cody Bateman, and their terms expired June last month, well, the end of this month, 2019.
So we got to,
They have agreed to extend for another 3 years upon you guys making a motion to do that. So basically, I would ask you to consider a motion to reappoint Jenny Welling and Cody Bateman to the Evanston Parks and Rec Board for another 3-year term.
okay, but unfortunately, I don't know that we can do that tonight. We'd have to do that at the next one because it needs to be on the agenda before we can do it. So
Okay.
Brian's going to put it on the agenda. We'll pretend like it's done.
Perfect.
But we'll approve that in July because it needs to
We
be on
have
the agenda.
17 days off.
So I don't know when your board
17
meeting is
days
in
off.
July, but if it's after the first Tuesday,
Right,
then
well,
we're
it's
good.
after yours.
Yeah.
Okay, so we should be okay.
And as long as they come to the board meeting we have next week, we're good.
So you guys will, yeah, so you guys will make sure that, I mean, they're good until the end of
Okay,
June, so. we'll
well,
make
I
sure
didn't know if we lumped it into this or not, so we're good.
We could have it, it's just not noticed, and so I don't want to.
No, that's fine.
Thank
All right,
you.
thank you very much.
Fantastic. All right, the second item on our action items is the approval of the leader evaluation instrument. I love that you call it an instrument.
Tool.
The tool, yes, the leader evaluation is all I'm going to call it. So do we have a motion?
Madam Chairman, I move that we approve the leader evaluation instrument as presented.
Okay.
Second.
Second by Cassie. Any further discussion? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We're on a roll. We now have approval of the staff development and parent-teacher conference schedule for 2019-2020, and this, I'm assuming, includes the late start Mondays and the parent-teacher
Yeah.
conference schedule?
Madam Chair, I did put a little narrative in your board packet. The bottom line, what we'd like you to approve is professional development using the structure of the late start Mondays, and then parent-teacher conferences really using the same structure that we used this year. It goes into a little more detail on the narrative. The bottom line is statute requires 2 parent-teacher conferences a year. Secondary
For elementary
schools.
school?
Yes, well, no, all
For
of them.
everybody? Okay.
Secondary schools want to do 4, so we've put them in the calendar. Elementaries will be required to have 2, and I think I put that in there, the dates.
Yes.
They'll be calendared that way, but what we're asking is to allow flexibility. If the elementary teachers meet with their parents before or after school, during lunch, and they filled their requirement of meeting with the students, they don't need to come to that Thursday night.
And that's the one thing I heard most from the teachers is, please give us that flexibility again. We really liked that, so that it's,
We will allow them to use the delayed start Monday that week
Okay.
for parent-teacher conferences, with the expectation that they'll meet in their PLCs at another time during that week.
right.
Again, a little more flexibility. We did take this to our principals. This was majority rule.
Not unanimous?
Not unanimous, no.
Okay.
But I think it's probably the best thing, and we only tried it for 1 year. I'd like to at least try it another year to see if the teachers start liking it. We did the half-day off Friday for lots of years. It became a tradition, ingrained. It's hard to break traditions, but I think this is better for our kids and parents, and
Well,
hopefully
certainly,
our
and the
teachers start
survey
seeing it.
results sort of merit this, I think.
It did,
So.
yeah. It did.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the staff development and parent-teacher conference schedule for next year?
So moved.
Motion by Jenny.
Second that motion.
Second by David. Any further discussion? All right, seeing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next we have our transparency policy, our policy EGAB. Ugh, I still hate that. Inspection and copying of public records.
Madam Chair, members of the board, this is a new policy. We recommend that you approve this at first reading. This is nothing like the one I gave you to look at.
I noticed that.
Yeah, I gave it to Jeff. Jeff went through it. I like it much better than the one I put together.
Okay.
It's right to the point. It follows the law, adds the new statute requirements in there. I think it's good. It took Jaron's name off, but not his responsibility. which was
Correct.
one of the suggestions from...
Yeah, we want the position, not the person.
Yes.
Correct.
I think it clarifies timing. It puts some responsibility on us to follow a certain timeline. If it's large, timely requests, we can actually take a little more time and work through that. It covers copying expenses and the time of the individuals that are required to chase these records down. And so I think it's very good. Like I said, it meets the expectation of the Wyoming School Board and then exceeds it because of the addition of the policy statements in there, the first couple paragraphs.
And this is a first reading.
Yes.
My question, we had talked, I thought, at one point about having a response time of 10 business days, which would be, in theory, 2 weeks. This is 7 business days, but this is what Jeff wants, is 7, not 10?
I think this came from the recommendation from Wyoming School Board.
Okay.
They did not make a recommendation about the baseline budget of $100. We kicked that around a little bit. $100 is basically 2.5 hours of John's time going through the records. So anything under $100, there's no charge. But the timing, the 3 days, I think, was right out of statute.
Right.
So the 7 days, I actually like the 10 days. It gives you 2 full weeks.
Well, I was going to say, most states, it is the 10 days, that's why I
But
asked.
what I'll do is I'll check to see if that's in statute.
Right, and...
I don't remember seeing 7 days in
I don't know that it makes a big enough difference to not, approve on first reading. The other thing I know we talked to Jaren about was, if the records that they're requesting, we can make more of those available online, and if they are online, then we don't have to respond, we just say they're online.
Yes.
And I think we put that in here. I don't know exactly
Yes.
where we put that in here, but I
It's in
think we
there.
did.
We can just give them a link.
And then we don't have to charge anybody, we just say, here's where you go find them. Makes it much easier.
For example, if it's a check, you're looking for a check, well, the warrants are on.
Right, once the
approved on-
warrants are approved, we
Yeah.
can just put those right online and everybody can go look on their own and we don't have to waste
We get very
business office
few
time.
of these
Not
requests.
everybody can
but-
go look.
Okay, old dogs that don't learn new tricks.
It's old school. We are dogs at times.
Okay, any other questions for Ryan on the policy? Okay, we then need a motion to approve on first reading policy EGAB.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Second, all right, any discussion on the motion? The only discussion I have, again, I asked a question before, but I would like you to look into maybe making
will.
that 10 days if we can.
I
And
appreciate that, too.
yeah, it's just easier on staff, quite frankly, when you get those big requests, so. But other than that, I don't know that it's going to change my vote tonight to approve on first reading.
Okay.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, seeing none, motion carries. Next, we have approval of the excess maintenance, transportation, and special services equipment.
Come on down.
This is Jaren, George, who?
Matt?
Matt, everybody? It's a party.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. Just as you have hopefully had the opportunity to look at some of the equipment, a couple things we're trying to access from the maintenance and transportation side is the old truck that we finally replaced in February after we ordered it in July the year before. And then we've got some lawn equipment, a trailer, some missing parts from an ATV, John Deere lawn tractor, and then we've got our old Kubota that we're going to actually trade in on a new Kubota. So those are some of the things that I had from my side. Are there any questions?
So my only question, Jaren, was we already declared the snowplow truck excess, but because it's been a year, do we have to do that again? Or is it
I
just
didn't know.
good policy?
I brought it up because it had been so long.
Well,
I didn't
it
know
doesn't
if you needed
hurt,
to or
I
not.
guess.
Yeah.
But, I mean, technically, we already did that one, but we can do it again. It's not going
Yeah.
to kill us. Okay.
So-
And there's no other use for any of this stuff, right?
The trailer is falling apart. The snowplow equipment you just can't use on anything else. The John Deere tractor, we've taken parts and pieces, and so if somebody would like the tires, maybe.
You
So,
have to ask.
Yeah, but.
Okay. Any other questions?
So what are you doing with that stuff?
What I'll do
In the
with,
corner and put free on it or something?
No, you always put $10, because then it'll be gone.
yeah, free nobody takes. Yeah. Most of it, I can put in the metal recycling and do that. The truck would be a great question, and I'm going to kind of turn that over to George to determine if that's something we could even put up for sale, or if we even want that liability.
Or just get junk value for $500?
So.
Well, and as far as the truck goes, I don't see a lot of value in it. We can do what we always do and just do a sealed bid on it if we want to. It's either that or scrap it. That's what it comes down to. If somebody wanted to put the kind of money into it that it needs and wanted to put the time into it, I guess it would be drivable.
We don't assume the liability if we sell it.
No. If the buyers buy as is, so.
The only issue I've ever seen with that was buses.
Yeah.
We have tried not to sell any buses to private people anymore.
So there is a web page where a lot of governments sell their excess property. I don't know if you know, govdeals.com.
Actually, we were talking about that.
Yeah, and that may be something we want to put it on GovDeals and see if we get any bids and see what we get.
Okay.
And if we don't get any, then we can scrap it for junk.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Okay,
That would
so
be
we need a motion,
Yeah, special
Oh,
services.
special services.
Oh,
Matt's
yeah.
got a few things.
yeah, that one too, Matt's, sorry.
Madam Chair, members of the board, I don't have the list in front of me, but we have various old laptops, various tech pieces from I believe, the early 2000s, that, as you know, technology just kind of keeps running, and there's more simplified ways to doing things, which we have now, and these items are just taking up space in our ERC straight down below you in our resource center. So I believe there's some outdated curriculum pieces on it as well. So that's the gist of these items that we'd like to.
How many are you looking at?
Oh, this
Well,
whole
a
page
lot.
is like 5
We,
pages.
Is that that whole page? there,
That
John?
5-page
Yeah.
list.
Oh, man.
Diana Olson is our new secretary. She's doing a phenomenal job, by the way. If you haven't had a chance to meet her, come on down. And she's kind of cleaning house, making
So
room.
where do you take that stuff?
Well, and that's, yeah, we'll have to look at the computers and the technology piece.
It's
I mean,
electronic waste.
yeah, some of them are still serviceable to a certain extent, but like the batteries are bulging a little bit, so we just need to redo our research and find where we can safely and efficiently recycle these items.
So Deseret Industries does take e-waste, and I think the Recycle Center, Recycle Utah does as well take e-waste down in Park City.
Okay.
But
We don't take it here?
I don't think we take it here, do we?
So I actually have a gentleman up from Salt Lake who comes up when I call.
Oh, fantastic.
And so he takes all of our e-waste.
Fantastic.
So it's a
Even better.
win-win. So as soon as I get these accessed and as soon as Matt's done with them, I will take them. In fact, I just had him up last week to clear up a bunch of stuff from the high school. So.
And what about the textbooks? Is there any use for those, like, starving children in Africa?
We'll look at any local entities that may want them. What we've done in the past is send an email out to staff and to set out a display if anybody wants to come and get them, and then at that point, if it's a recycling matter, old is old and outdated is outdated, so
There used to be like those book bins where you send your books to Africa or someplace.
Thought they sent them to Idaho.
David, be nice.
Us Idaho boys will read anything.
We know that.
But I haven't seen those for a while, so. okay.
We'll do some research, and I don't want anything in the landfill, but we'll do our best to either reuse, recycle, or
Yeah, obviously
case may be.
recycle, I think, would be better.
so. Any question?
Okay. I don't think we have
No.
questions?
Nope.
Okay, so we need a motion to approve the excess maintenance, transportation, and special services equipment.
Madam Chairman, I move that we approve the excess of maintenance and transportation and special service equipment.
Second.
Second by Jenny. Okay, any further discussion, other than please recycle where you can? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Seeing none, the motion carries. We are on our personnel action and for F. We have some resignations.
Madam Chair, make a recommendation that you approve the following resignations. Scott Robinson, Marty Herman, Justin Kies, Ryan Krupp, Todd Nixon, Megan Wooten.
Okay, do we have a motion to accept the resignations as listed?
I move that we accept the resignations.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Next, we have the approval of some new contracts.
Madam Chair, members of the board, I recommend the following individuals receive contracts at the specified amounts. Sarah Orox, Elisa Smith, Monica Weston, Amy Covington, David Mitten, Rebecca Pinter, Paula Bennington, Casey Harden, and Linda Martin.
Okay, terrific. Any questions for Ryan on those that were listed? Okay, we need a motion to approve those contracts? or
Madam
not?
Chair, I move that we approve the contracts as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, second by Krista. Any discussion? And if the newspaper wants to know the positions, you'll give that to Sheila, okay? If you don't want them.
Sure.
And all I want to say is it's really nice to see the Weston kids coming home, and it's nice to see Monica's name on there, so. Yeah, that was nice. All right, all those in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, the motion carries. We are cruising along. All right, next on the agenda is the meet and confer agreement.
Madam Chair, members of the board, are you okay if I just do a quick summary
Yes.
of this agreement?
Please.
Okay. It's something that I think the board should be proud of how we meet with our staff, and I'll say negotiate, but it's not really negotiations, it's a meet and a confer. The first part deals with Wyoming retirement. There will be an increase to the employees' Wyoming retirement to 3.18%. That's an increase of 0.25%. That was required by statute, and you can see that that occurs for the next 2 years also. So that's more of an information or a notice. Also, the district's portion of Wyoming retirement will go up 0.25% for every employee. But if the employee's portion is paid by the employees, ours will be reimbursed for the district. Kind of an interesting way. It's the stick and carrot. And so we will do that. Of course, that's the way it's followed. The next one was proposal one, deals with adding steps to the salary schedule for the certified teachers. That's on column A, B, and C. We've added 3 steps. We've added 4 steps to the support staff salary schedule, which takes them to a total of 25 steps. We've added $1,500 to the base of the certified salary schedule for our teachers, and 50 cents an hour to the base for our support staff, and $2,000 to the base for our administration. You can see the costs. I do have the costs on another document for the administration that you also have in your paper. The second one deals with salary schedule movement. We negotiated to allow salary schedule movement for certified staff, which is $750 a step, for support staff, which is 25 cents an hour, and for administration, which is $1,000 a step. There is a understanding in there that that is contingent upon us having funds available to maintain them, and they agree to that. We've had that contingency in there the last 4 years, so we've been fortunate enough to maintain them. There was changes to insurance that was negotiated or agreed to. The employees will, they made 4 benefit changes to bring down the renewal cost, and they've agreed to those benefit changes. What you have here is the life insurance renewal, the dental renewal, and the vision renewal. The district picks up all those renewal rates, and we've agreed to that. The health insurance renewal is different. We changed four benefits. The deductible went up $500, family $1,000. The max out-of-pocket went up $500, $1,000 for family. Office co-pays went up $5, and prescription co-pays for Tier 2 and Tier 3 go up $5. That brings the renewal rate to a 4% premium increase. Of that, the district will pay half, and the employees will pay half. And so you can see the new rates, $360 for family, $117 for single, $261 for employee spouse, and $259 for employee child. Again, our insurance is still a great insurance plan. We'll maintain the stipend for workshop attendance during the summer at $100 a day. We also will maintain the leave incentive for certified staff and the flexibility of additional days for support staff. Support staff development, we're still in the development stages of doing something different with our support staff development increment. So in between, while we're doing that, we'll allow the support staff to move to get a tuition reimbursement of up to $500 a year for half tuition. This also adds 1 point, which is, I don't know why we use points and steps, but it's 1 step for the athletic addendum salary schedule for a year of experience. That's roughly $128 a step for that. And then we are going to increase our substitute rates. I just finished looking at that. Our substitute rates, we're going to try $115 a day for Type 2 and Type 3 subs. We also increased our subs for food service. We increased our subs for transportation. We'll see if it makes an impact. $115 a day is a pretty good rate for a sub.
Depending on the class.
Yes, and the day. We did come up to some other agreements and some additional topics. EEA and the board, I think, agree that we're going to do everything we can to have competitive salaries, and we'll continue to look at that. 50 cents an hour on the base for support staff, $1,500 for certified teachers, and $2,000 for administration. I wish we could do more, and I think that's the way everyone feels. This allows us to balance our budget and treat people, I think, appropriately. Next thing we talked about is to look at our homebound hourly rates, and I think we've already worked that out. That'll raise, and we'll actually take the reimbursement off for travel. So we'll make it worth
A flat rate, right.
anyway, so I think we've done that too. Clarification of job duties for Title I certified and lift teams, that's been done, been provided. Delayed start Monday staff accountability. This was interesting. The EEA wants us to hold teachers accountable that aren't doing their part in terms of delayed start Mondays.
Showing up on time.
Appreciated that. Professional development increment, we already talked about. We'll continue to work with the classified staff on that. Performance improvement plan, that was just to get together and let's work on that. The language in the improvement plan will do that. And then there was some rumors about instructional facilitators that we took care of. They have not been reinstated.
So has that been fixed at the state? Because our state shows we have 5. Has that been corrected on the state paperwork, or will it be, I guess?
Let's hope.
That's up to the state. We can't.
Well, don't we turn that in?
Yeah, we send them the correct information, but I don't think they've updated it for a couple
Remember
of
how
years.
they didn't go away? That grant didn't go away. It's just been reduced by half 2 years in a row, so now.
And
it's
we
like
don't
a quarter.
have,
We have. I
we
think
use that money
We
elsewhere.
identified 3 that
Right.
we have that
Or
are
two.
paid out of that. 2
We only
that are
have 2.
paid out of that grant. And again.
And they're actually not true instructional facilitators, they're doing other stuff.
Doing other things.
Right.
And what's nice is they roll that into the general fund, so it's kind of hidden, which I don't know why they did that, but we don't spend the allotment on those 2 employees, so the rest just flows into the general fund.
But we said did the right paperwork, that's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh,
it
yeah.
should, hopefully they'll update.
I think they do that because that's the funding they give us, but we don't spend it on that.
It's interesting how that's come around, because at one point, the state was really upset that we weren't identifying how that money was being used, because it was a set-aside. We got that in addition. And so they wanted to know, well, and we always used it, probably used more than we were allotted, but some districts didn't. and that's why it went away. I guess it was nice that they just didn't do away with it. They folded it back into the general fund and reduced it by half, but anyway, over 2 years. So, but we're not adding instructional facilitators. That was a rumor that we just kind of squelched. So we recommend that you approve the meet and confer agreement for classified, certified, and administration as agreed to in these documents.
Madam Chair, I would move that we approve the meet and confer agreement.
Okay, second by Jenny. Any further discussion? I just want to say thank you to the administration for helping give all of us a lot more information this year. It was incredibly helpful. Obviously, we want the staff to know, and the certified staff, the support staff, and the administrative staff, you guys have done a phenomenal job this year. I'm glad we're able to do this financially. God bless John Williams and his magic. You know, sometimes it seems a little scary when we ask for more information and when we say we need a little bit more. But really what we're trying to do is be responsible, do our jobs that we were elected to do. But it's never, ever, ever to say that we don't support you, we don't recognize the phenomenal job that you do. And in fact, in going through this process, recognizing how many, because we have trimmed down administration so much, we have a lot of you staffers doing multiple jobs, 2 and 3 jobs. And so I personally want to say thank you for that. And I want to thank, obviously, the administration for giving us the information that we needed, that I needed to make the decision, and hopefully that everybody needed to make a decision, and let you know how much we do appreciate that, how much we appreciate all the hard work that the teachers have done. We have thrown an awful lot of changes at this district in the last 2 years, and you have responded phenomenally. So we recognize that, and I just want to say thank you.
I agree.
I agree.
I concur.
All right, with that, all those in favor of the motion? Aye. Any opposed? None. Seeing none, the motion carries. Student discipline.
Madam Chair, members of the board, I recommend that you approve the discipline of a student as discussed in executive session.
Okay, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second that motion.
Motion by Jenny, second by David. We can't really discuss. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, seeing none, the motion carries. And next, last but not least, we need a motion to approve the waivers and applications discussed in executive session on the concealed carry policy.
So moved.
Second that motion.
Moved by Jenny, second by Dave, and again, little discussion can be had, so all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion carries. We are whizzing through this. Look at that, guys. We're not even an hour in. I know, right? I like efficiency, I'm telling you.
So do I.
Come on, Dave, tell us how you really feel.
Next on the agenda is a separate executive session. I need a motion to go in and talk about the superintendent's evaluation and contract.
Madam Chair, I move that we go into executive session at this time.
For the purpose of?
The superintendent's evaluation contract.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, we do have a second. I think it was Jenny. Jenny or Krista?
Either one.
Either one.
All right, further discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we will be coming back with an action item after this. I have no idea how long we're going to be. We're going to try to keep this one short too, so maybe an hour.
Or less.
Or less, or less if we're really efficient.
An hour. It's just, it's already part of the
Thank you.
Right, and I didn't do my... Thank you. You, yes, because I haven't had a chance to do that. Okay, thank you.
I have mine on my computer.
Thank you.
Any of the other ones want to put online?
Oh, I didn't realize that was me.
Yeah, so we need to, yeah, thank you.
Just let me know how you want to proceed with that.
We will, you may get some handwrittens to put in yourself, so.
If you're okay with that, I'd be happy to do that.
Okay. Like water.
water, no water.
No water.
Well, there is a bathroom in there.
I can't.
Or upstairs, it's too close.
See you later.
See ya.
Good night, you too.
Test drive it around through
It literally does.
It's,
It's sold as is. That's it. Drove it into the desert. Set a sprinkler on it. Start it up. Put a rock on the exhaust.
let it go up into the sunset. See you guys later. Thanks, Sheriff.
See ya.
Most of
See you, man. See you, Eric.
See ya, Eric.
Hey, Jared.
Yeah.
Matthew. So if we leave, does that communicate our disinterest on Ryan getting his number? Sure?
Yeah. If I didn't have to man the camera, I'd excuse myself.
So I gotta try to remember his password, so after I do that, it should just run me through. Really, I just need to sign into.
This is your Google.
That's the thing, because I have like 2 or 3 different passwords that are making it run down after that password change.
get the original one. Okay, let's fix that.
Got awful quiet.
Yeah.
Where'd Matt Williams, did he go?
He went with Jaren. I think they're in Jaren's office possibly.
Oh, okay.
Just working on the minutes.
Thanks for all you're doing. I need you to hear that from me.
You're welcome.
You're an amazing lady.
You are too.
You make all of us look great.
Thank you.
I guess being appropriate, I should have said, do you mind if I?
No, I'm okay. It's okay.
Otherwise,
I would tell you.
check that one off.
Yeah, I would tell you.
You might act surprised. I'm not gonna break the news to my life, because we're both going in there. She's got it. Thank you. Hey, Joe. Ask Karen this first, is it disrespectful for all of us to be meeting for 5 minutes? Hey, you're all right. You're all right. No, they don't respect you. All I know is that's so much out of it.
Are you back? Or you
No, I'm just grabbing something that I forgot to take in.
It's like, oh.
No, we're not done that fast.
Okay.
That'd be the only place that you're going.
I got contacts.
On a night like tonight, that's the only place you're going.
You see me in a tie? In a suit? Doesn't matter. I know a suit.
Doesn't matter, but enjoy that. Enjoy your time with state president.
And I got to shower after being in that house of
nasty.
Yeah, I'm not drinking out of this again before I watch it.
But you have a good night.
Thanks, Joe.
See you later. Thank you.
So I can shut these off. Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2, testing. Dr. Ingalls, if you can hear me, why don't you wave your magic hand. Wave now. Testing, 1, 2, testing.
One of those kind of stores.
I love it.
Oh, thank goodness he left me that. He's such a good little egg.
Oh, okay, we have a card here that we still need to do too.
That's pretty.
Yeah. So, somebody, if you guys will make sure that gets circulated.
Right on that, Jamie.
Please. Okay, we are back. I need a motion to exit executive session and reconvene in open session.
So moved.
I have a motion by Jenny.
Second.
I'm gonna give it to Tammy, second by Tammy. Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None. All right, we have an action item, and that is one thing, and that is to approve the superintendent's evaluation and contract.
Madam Chair, I move. Do we have enough people?
Yeah.
One, two, three,
Yeah, we
four,
have enough.
five, yes.
I move
I
that we
double-checked.
approve the superintendent's contract and, what was the rest?
Evaluation.
Evaluation.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? Other than to say, Ryan, thank you for a good year, and thank
Keep it
you
up.
again. Okay, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? None. All right, fantastic. Board roundtable, who wants to start?
I don't know if I have anything.
So, I attended the BOCES graduation, and Dave was there. I attended the Horizon graduation, and that was great, and we had Krista there, I think. And I attended the high school graduation, and we had Tammy and Russell and Krista there as well. I think Shad Hamilton was like so overjoyed that he actually had board members at his Horizon graduation. It was the first time in 4 years he said that he's had that. So they did.
Cassie's been recently.
I know, I'm like, oh,
No,
I know. It's like, but they all went off really well. I bawled my eyes out at all of them because that's what I do. And it was really nice to see that they made such an effort, especially with like the BOCES, the kids that got their GEDs or other certificates, and the Horizon High School, and how they really sort of said, listen, you guys have a rough life. This is really hard, and really recognized that. It was nice to see. See, I'm going to get teary now. So I wish these guys were here to hear this, but yeah, it was really great. And
They can watch it.
They are.
so yeah, it was really nice. It was really nice. Lovely time. And Merle's right, man. That high school graduation was very efficient. It was awesome.
That was super quick. It was great.
That's the way it's always been.
No.
Always.
Not 95, we went one at a time across that state.
We took hours.
Like, oh my
We
God.
changed it in 2002.
Yeah.
Is that how?
Yeah, we did.
Like, that was the year you changed it?
Yeah. So it was the 2003 graduation that
Well, yeah,
we went to
what I
that setup.
realized is that, and this is going to date me, and dang it, I don't want to do that, but I sat there, especially the high school graduation, and I went, holy crap, it's been 40 years since I graduated. I'm old.
It's not bad. Kay and I go over.
I had my 50th
Did you?
last summer. I moved back to town when my mom was having her 40th, and I thought, my hell, that's old. And then I had my 50th last year.
So,
That's
yeah,
fast.
that was mine. Anybody else? Hey.
I went to Teton Science School.
Oh, yeah, how was that?
It was a good time, exhausted. But there's a lot of work that the teachers put into organizing that. You don't see it unless you're there sitting by the teacher, watching them do all of the paperwork and make sure all of the kids are there. Everyone has their meds, all of the discipline that goes into, keeping everybody
Herding the cats.
in line. Yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot. So it was fun and, I don't know, good experience.
Well, I just, again, Ryan, thank you. I think we've had an excellent year. I mean, we've had issues, but job well done.
I'd like to commend the administration, Superintendent Down, for a job well done. The CKA wasn't a very popular thing for some of us. It was a positive thing. I think our community, definitely, the majority of our community is behind that particular policy. I think the board felt that too. Maybe we opened the gates up for the state. But Mr. Thomas, I appreciate your commitment to that and how it transformed your belief in it, because as we started this, you were wavering either direction. And so I appreciate that effort that you put in for that program. I think it all boils down to the fact that as a board, we believe in doing whatever, providing whatever tools necessary for our staff to help our kids to be safe, and that's what's the bottom line of this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? That goes for you two, too, the ones in the room, and everybody else. Yes. So, thank you, guys. All right. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. I move we adjourn.
Second. Okay, I'm assuming all are in favor.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
I'm going to call that one by unanimous consent.
Oh, I gotta get that thing too.
You what? Unanimous consent. And we have stuff to sign, okay.